And we are live. What's up, guys? Welcome to the Fresh Podcast. We got a special guest in the house, DeVory. Let's get into it, baby.
Let's go.
And we are live. What's up, guys? Welcome to the Fresh Podcast. We are here live with DeVory Darkins, man. We got a great show planned for you guys. Happy to have them. As you guys know, I went ahead and I was in Texas. We knocked out a couple of shows. One show got deleted by the Mossad, but we were able to get another one done.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, guys, welcome to the show. We're live on all the platforms, by the way. We're live on YouTube, on All Fresh and Fit, Myron Gaines X, and we're even live on the Voice channels as well. So make sure to smash the like button on your way in.
On his Rumble and YouTube.
And his Rumble and his YouTube. Absolutely. And Kick and all that, man. This is an important broadcast. We're going to put it out there. And then obviously we're going to have after hours after.
Yep.
But I mean.
Too big to rig.
Yeah. Definitely too big to rig. But
Welcome back to Miami, man.
Yeah. What's up, bro?
Thank you. Thank you for
We know
having
who
me.
you are, but they might not. Can you introduce yourself to the people?
Absolutely. My name is DeVory Darkins. I think literally the only one in the world. Nobody else has my name, and that's not to, be crazy, but yeah. So I'm originally from California. My wife and I, we moved to Texas, and I'm in the political space to do commentary, common sense based.
Common sense. Ooh.
Exactly.
I like that.
I like seeing what both sides have to say. I love free speech. I don't believe if we have that, we don't have anything, So we got to be able to hear all ideas, critically think for ourselves. I'm big on financial literacy and mindset.
And I want to give you a huge thank you, because when I came on your show, you were very open to me expressing my ideas and worldview and on politics and everything else like that. And though we might not agree with everything, the fact that you allowed me to speak that way, especially since so many people in the conservative market are like terrified when certain topics are brought up. So man, I appreciate that greatly.
Yeah, no, I'm grateful at the opportunity to really speak to anybody, because I think we got to keep these conversations going. We got to keep our foot on the pedal as far as information is concerned, because if we stop talking, that gives the opponent the ability to control the information. So we have to keep talking. We have to keep debating and hearing both sides. So I appreciate that you did come out to Texas. My wife loved it. She says hi. Obviously, she's texting
Shout out
me
to her.
right
Very
now.
based. Very based.
Yeah. So I'm grateful. Thank you.
How'd you get started, man? Lifestyle-wise, growing up, family-wise?
Yeah, your Batman origin story.
Yeah, my Batman origin story starts off with two parents who were drug addicts. Yeah. Had to be adopted by a single parent. Okay. But she was old school. So she was my grandmother's generation. So she didn't play. There was no excuses, explaining anything. It's like, you're going to do this or I'm going to slap the black off you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And anyways, that's how I was raised. And then in high school, she got breast cancer. I had to come live in Houston, Texas for a few years. I was in JROTC at that time. And then I came back. She passed away my junior year. Then I went to go live with my friend. And from that point on, I was on my own. And I joined the military when I was 17 in the Army.
How old were you when she passed away?
17.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, 17.
So shortly thereafter, you joined the military. After she passed away.
No, she was still alive when I joined.
Okay.
She refused to let me go into the Marines. She was the B word to the recruiter. But the Army guy came around and she was really nice to him.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what year is this now when you joined the military?
2005.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Right in the middle of Iraqi.
So I saw the Twin Towers
Yep.
in elementary school in 6th grade.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? We could go through that. Where were you when 9/11 happened?
In Houston.
In Houston. Okay.
Missouri City, to be exact. Yeah.
Because you're 37, so you're 2 years older than me. So yeah, I remember that day. So you were sitting in classroom and you got the news?
It's exactly what you would see in these videos where they have the little TV in the corner, that the big TV. It's it's all old quality. Yeah, it was crazy, and everybody was just stunned.
Wow.
Did that motivate you to serve? Is that why you joined the military so young, or?
I'm not too sure that was the main reason. I think my mother was the main reason. She was very strict. You know, she never made anything about race. It was all about pick your pants up. If you even, you know, look a certain way, you respond a certain way. She was on me, you know. And
was she black herself too?
Yes.
Your adopted mom? Okay.
Yeah.
And your biological parents, did you ever get to meet them or no?
My mom, I did. And, you know, it's unfortunate because she could never give me the answers I was really looking for. So I had to make peace with that.
How old were you when you met her?
That had to be the first time I met her. She was in the hospital because she was into drugs. And I think I was probably 8 years old.
Oh, wow.
So my adopted mother, she was really nice. I mean, you could tell she really loved me because she tried to, you know, get me to see her. And she also tried to adopt my brother, but it didn't happen, unfortunately. And it's 5 of us, all different fathers. One of us is gone already. My sister, she passed away during COVID.
Sorry.
But no, I met her, and then my father only met over the phone one time.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
and that was unsuccessful.
And you only met your mom one time. You never saw her ever again after.
No, I did. I saw her 2 more times. Another time that was because all of the siblings, I guess, we met up and we wanted to see her. And then the second time was when it was like a couple of weeks before she died from an aneurysm.
Oh, your mom passed away.
Yeah, my biological one.
Yeah,
because she had. It's funny because you think when someone does like hard drugs, that's gonna kill them. It's always something else.
Mm-hmm.
You know. It was an aneurysm.
If you don't mind me asking, what drugs was she doing?
Oh, crack. Yeah, I think that was the main one. And she was drinking a lot. You know, I'll give you an example. So the time that I did talk to her number one question every time was, can I get some money so I can go down to the 7-Eleven? You guys know what that is.
Yeah.
And she had a big gulp.
Yep.
Yeah. So that was that. So yeah, that's how it was. You know, I think people like that serve a purpose about what not to do, you know? And so when you get into drugs and you're hanging around the wrong people, this is what could happen.
Yeah.
And then what happens is when you have kids, that, you know, it affects them too.
Yeah.
And, you know, so I think for my situation, my story, I think the reason why God has allowed me to flourish up to this point is so I can go out there and let people know that you can overcome, you know, anything. It doesn't matter where you start. It's about how you're going to finish moving forward.
You're a pretty healthy guy. You eat in a certain way, and you watch what you eat, and you eat. I don't know if you want to tell the people you're on a certain type of diet. I'll let
I eat plant-based, guys.
He's plant-based. Okay, fair. Yeah, he eats plant-based. Like, was that influenced by watching your mother kind of struggle with drug abuse? That where you're like, hey, I'm never going to be like that, and I'm going to do the opposite.
So it was a couple things. One, I read a book on ADHD, and there was one chapter all about food.
Okay.
And how food causes people to have ADD or ADHD, however you know, there's so many labels today. And when I stopped eating so much processed foods, I didn't have a problem with focusing. Now, I'll also say a part of it also was because I live a purpose-driven life now.
Yeah.
I think that also helps a man focus. If you're not on purpose, you're going to be all over the place. There's no question. You're going to be easily distracted by anything. So when you're really focused, that hyper focus, right? Like you guys are focused. You show up every day. You do the same thing over and over. That takes focus, you know? So I think food had a lot to do with it. And then my family, high blood pressure, diabetes, the whole thing. Oh, yeah. You know how African Americans are.
Yeah.
So I didn't.
Hypertension is.
And my mother, she was the type of person.
This guy fresh.
Come on, man.
This guy's immature. Grow up. Grow up.
Grow up.
I love it.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, it's good. You have to laugh. I'm a pretty serious guy, so I love it. My wife, she balances me out. You know this because you were around this, right? Anyways, no, my family, they had all that stuff, but I think the other reason is because I want to live, or I want to do my part to live a long life. Okay, you never know when your last day is here, so I wanted to minimize that. And my energy levels are different when I eat that way too.
Yeah.
Do you feel lighter? Do you feel happier? Do you feel like, because I'm not gonna lie, eating meat here, I feel heavy, bogged down, and even though it's like grilled chicken or whatever, I still feel like bloated.
Yeah. So here's the thing. If you're a person who only eats meat, because there are people who have that diet, or you're a person who eats only plant-based, meaning whole food, vegetables, lentils, things like that, two things are going to happen, obviously, for a while, which is your energies are going to go up because you're not feeding yourself processed foods. That's the key. The killer is not necessarily meat because our grandparents ate meat, right? The killer is processed foods, the mass manufacturing of foods. Now, you know how you feel about Israel, right?
Yeah.
And how we feel about the federal government and how we don't trust them. So imagine what they've done with our food system.
Yeah, I see. Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So that's why it's no secret. If you leave right now and go to Italy, eat the same food, you're going to lose a couple pounds.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was in France. I felt amazing.
There you go.
And everyone that goes to Europe says, I lost weight and I ate the same thing.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
So I think that's a great case to show you why you got to do what you can to, this is a vessel. You have to take care of this vessel, and I think food is just one component.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you joined the military,
yes.
right? Obviously, very tough upbringing. Single mom. You didn't know your parents really. You didn't get to be with them.
Yeah.
You joined at 17. Take us through that, because I know you had went to the Middle East and you spent quite a bit of time over there.
Yeah, I did. So, I joined when I was 17. My senior year, I checked out. I was pretty much down and out because she had passed away. And it's not a sob story, but it's just the reality of life. And then I went to my unit after I graduated, and then I deployed when I was 21 to Afghanistan.
Okay, so you were in for 4 years before you got deployed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you joined, I'm trying to think here.
In 2017.
Yeah.
Or excuse me, 2005. And then I went in 2009.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And you went to Afghanistan? Did you spend all your time there, or?
Yeah.
What was that like?
Bagram Air Base.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
What was that like?
It was a culture shock.
Yeah.
It's another reminder of how grateful I am for this country. And that doesn't mean this country is, cookies and milk. I mean, there's a lot of things when you start researching, you're like, wow, the good old United States of America. But I'm going to take this country 1,000 times over any other country. No question. Yeah.
Since you spent a significant amount of time in Afghanistan, what's your thoughts on how we pulled out under the Biden administration?
Utter failure. No question. Utter failure, incompetence, a weakness. That's exactly what that was. And it could all be avoided. It's what happens when there's too many chiefs. When you have too many people trying to make a name for themselves and politics is involved, common sense goes out the window every single time.
Can you explain to people real quick, because they might not be familiar with what we're talking about, like what happened, why we pulled out the way that we did, how they failed?
Yeah.
If you can go
So
through that.
step one, obviously, is the recurring pattern of each president claiming that we're going to withdraw from Afghanistan. Right. That happened. Obama, Trump, of course. And under the Trump administration 1.0, he actually was able to finally get something on paper like, hey, this is going to happen.
Yeah.
And all the Biden administration had to do was just come in and execute. But they didn't execute that plan properly. So the plan was already on paper, but as far as like step one, step two, step three, that wasn't on paper. Just the agreement to pull out was on paper.
Gotcha.
So the execution, even though there were multiple generals who stated this is not the best way to do this, Biden was convinced it had to happen and it had to happen now. And he just,
interesting.
Yeah, it's just, and I'm not even, okay, because she wrote a book about you guys, right? Kamala Harris.
Yeah.
So she was in the room, okay, on record. That's what she said, not me. That's what she said. She was in the room when this decision was made. So
to pull out in the way that we did.
Yes.
That strategy.
Yes.
Okay.
So listen, I am results driven. So 13 service members died that day.
Yes.
So what else is there really to talk about?
They just caught the guy that was responsible under this administration.
What was his name?
I
don't
look
know
it
his
up,
name,
but Kash Patel and Pam Bondi, they literally a month or two into the administration said, hey, we got the guys that were responsible for that.
That's good.
And they extradited them and brought them back.
I didn't even hear about it. That's craziness.
Yeah. It got with this administration, there's stuff going in the headlines every single day. It literally got swallowed, very quickly.
Yeah. So 13 members lost their life. And I think the results show that somewhere along the line, they went wrong. They made a bad choice. It wasn't planned properly, wasn't executed properly, and that's just the bottom line to it, When you serve in the military, you develop this mindset that it's about results at the end of the day. You can make up any excuse you want, but the results show that Americans lost their life about pulling out of a country.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like we were at war actively. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's madness.
Was there, obviously, a lot of times when politicians do things, there's a political incentive to do so, etc. And this was what, like 2 years ago, if I'm not mistaken, like 2023 that this happened, or 22?
2021.
Okay, all right. So first year that he was in.
What was it was August?
Okay,
exact August 18th.
What was the political reasoning for doing that? Like, is there for pulling out in that way in such a reckless manner? Or what do you speculate? You don't have to know the exact, but
I don't know the answer.
Yeah,
but I would guess
it's baffling.
I would guess it goes counter to what we normally do, which is we keep a military presence in these multitude of countries. Don't you find it interesting how America's the only one where we have a military base all over the world?
Yeah, we're the only one.
It's not the other way around.
Yeah,
like China doesn't have one in Mexico.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
But we have South Korea, Japan, Germany. So I don't understand the thinking. Well, I think you might be able to find out.
Yeah.
Because you like to research that area, so I think you could find out.
So you think we should have never pulled out? Should have maintained a base there, lower the numbers obviously, and lower maybe the presence volume of.
Well, we should have never been there to begin with.
Oh yeah.
That's the bottom line to it.
Yeah, and looking back now, right? Obviously, it's been 20 years now. You're 30. Yeah, literally 20 years. Looking back, knowing what you know now with the wars in the Middle East, etc. Like, how does that make you feel knowing that like you put your life on the line for a conflict that honestly we didn't even really have any business being in the first place?
Well, I don't have any regrets.
Okay.
Right, I would do it all over again. I'll tell you that now. But politically, it's definitely I hate it. Yeah, no question. Any person who has the privilege, it's a privilege to go overseas. By the way, you know how many people like literally sign up to be in the military and never actually get to leave this country? There's a lot. Yeah, so I find that to be a privilege. I got to go, and I love that part of it. And it's the people you meet, right? Those experiences that you never forget. So there's no problems with that. But yeah, I mean, it's an interesting thought exercise because you love your country.
Yeah.
You'll die for your country, no question. And by the way, it's the training you go through. These people have mastered this to a T. You know this because you were working for the government.
Yeah.
Right? It's all repetition.
Of course. Yep.
So it doesn't matter where you come from. The military is the only place where you can get someone tall, short, fat, skinny, red, pink, yellow, white, Muslim, Christian, atheist, doesn't matter. Idiot, smart person, bring them all together and make them an effective, competent soldier, right? So they figured something out. And why I bring that point up is because all veterans, when you serve and you go overseas, there's no qualms with that.
Yeah.
You're proud of that.
So obviously you don't regret serving your country, you just wish you could have served in another way that wasn't going to Afghanistan, I guess.
Yeah, I guess you could put it that way. But those are things that are outside of my control. So
of course, and back then nobody knew, right?
Yeah,
like
exactly.
Obviously we're all speaking from 2020 hindsight. Back then, dude, it was like mainstream media controlled the narrative.
Right.
We're defending America. These guys attacked us, and it took 20 years for us to wake up and realize, oh, that's not true.
Did any of your friends pass away? They went over there?
No. I didn't have that. I was not unlucky in that way.
Okay.
We did know of people that did. I don't know them personally, but yeah, plenty of people. And they, the common way people obviously lose their lives is through combat.
Yeah.
But there are a couple other ways that never get any attention, and I always bring them up just to tell people like how dangerous it really is. So, Iraq obviously was or is a desert flatland area, and for the military complex out there, they wanted to build something called MRAPs, which is up armored. Matter of fact, if you ever seen SWAT in your local city, that is an MRAP. Okay. It's an up armored vehicle. Anyway, the point being is that they were so heavy. So when they sent them over to Afghanistan, because remember, they were trying to slow down in Iraq, draw down in Iraq, and they started shifting supplies and vehicles and stuff like that to Afghanistan. And just so everybody understands, the military is going nowhere without logistics.
Yeah.
Okay.
Super important.
So they moved logistics to Afghanistan. The problem is, the problem is, the vehicles would roll over and kill soldiers because Afghanistan is mountainous. It's
Yes.
right. It's not
Unforgiving terrain, man.
Yeah.
Unforgiving terrain.
So a lot of people lost their lives that way. A lot of rollovers, a lot of freak accidents, and then depending on if you were on a fob, some people got killed through mortars. But Bagram Air Base would get hit with mortars, but it wasn't anywhere close to where people were. It's like on the outer perimeter. Every now and then they may get lucky, but yeah, that's how it went.
Gotcha.
Wow.
So you do your time in the military, you get out. What did you do next after that? Adjusting to
Well, it's
civilian life?
important to tell people why I got out because I had 13 years, okay? And let's back up. So when I was 27 years old, I became an E7.
Okay.
So an E7 would be, for people who don't know, that'd be equivalent to, what would you say? At least a store manager of a major corporation.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
so,
I mean,
right?
you're hardened. You've been there for a minute.
Is that a GS11 or GS12?
Yeah, you could say 11 or 12. Yeah,
Yeah,
you're like not really a manager yet officially, but you people defer to you for advice and stuff like that informally. Yep.
Yeah. So a context would be an E7 is usually a platoon sergeant responsible for 33 soldiers or 32 soldiers. Okay. Anyways, point is, I got to this rank at E7 and I was like, man, I wanted to prove my family that I'm somebody. Because remember, I was adopted. I really didn't have anybody there.
Yeah.
I had to figure stuff out. So I had this chip on my shoulder, like, yeah, I'm going to go to the military. I'm going to be successful. And when I get to the top, man, people are going to, Well, I get there and then I'm like, I'm not happy at all. I feel like depressed. Like, what's going on? So then DeVory, who's a little stubborn at times, I'm like, oh, maybe I just didn't go high enough. So then I was like, I'll be an officer. So transitioning from being non-commissioned to commission.
Yeah.
Okay, that's like, again, go back to store manager. That's like transitioning to store manager to executive.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Different game.
And you need a degree, right? So were you going to school at that point and while you were in or no?
Yeah, I already went to school. I did go to school while I was in.
Okay. You got your bachelor's?
And we could talk about that as well.
You got your bachelor's in there?
In business.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
And anyways, so I switched over to being an officer. I went to officer school, graduated, and still felt the same way. And then the last straw, and this is why I want to tell a story, was when you become an officer, you get a sponsor. Just to make it simple for everybody, you get a sponsor, right? Someone who's managing your career. So she comes up to me one day and she's like, hey, I want to introduce you to this Colonel Bond. He's black and he's looking for more black officers.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah, that's exactly my reaction.
Yeah. What year is this? Just out of curiosity at this point. This is like 2008?
2017.
2017. Oh, okay. Not too long.
So under the first Trump administration, this stuff was already going to happen.
Gotcha. Okay.
So DEI was already coming.
Yep.
It was just only a matter of time. And I think Biden accelerated it. Anyways, so when she told me that, my heart dropped and I was like, yeah, I'm done. So I wrote a letter and I said, hey, I can't be the officer the Army needs me to be. You guys got to let me go. I already had 13 years in, and whoever looked at it, whatever colonel, bless them because they looked at it, signed it, and called it a day.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you turned down a promotion opportunity because you wanted to be judged on the merits of your skill set versus the color of your skin.
Yeah, it's the way I was brought up.
Wow.
I had to earn everything.
A lot of people wouldn't do that. They'll be like, oh, let me take that freebie. Like, let's go.
Well, a lot of people would have stayed in.
Yeah, of course.
And then would have been a slave.
Oh, man. Bro, I ain't gonna lie. That's very commendable. Because like a lot of people would just taken that and been like, cool, I'm gonna take this opportunity. But you're like, no, I'm not gonna.
And by the way, that's not to say that veterans are slaves as far as getting 20 years in and then collecting a check.
Yeah.
But I think you have some level of self-awareness or some inclination to know I am not the guy to take a salary. I'm not the guy that's going to just cruise. That was never me. I can't help it. I have to be like, I'm doing something. I'm going somewhere. I got this going on. Like and the military kept making me feel like I was being, being controlled in a sense, because I couldn't obviously manage my time. They manage your time, right? So you can't be anywhere you want to be when you want to be. And every time there's a training coming up, it always happens when it's like, oh, I was supposed to go to this birthday party, or I was supposed to go hang out with so and so, right? So There was plenty of stuff going on, and the standards were getting weak anyway. And I was a serious guy. Like I was probably 10x serious than what you see right now. Like,
Gotcha.
I would never smile.
Yeah.
You know, I was like that guy. Like, hey, that guy, don't mess with him because he's like.
So just watching the wokeism permeate throughout the military, you're like, I'm out. This pissed me off.
Yeah, absolutely. And it just felt heavy on my heart that I could probably be doing something better outside the military, where I could help people.
So when did you really start seeing this happening? Like, did you see this like transition in the wokeism with the military happen? Like what, 2016, 2017-ish era? Was it before that even you saw it coming?
I would say it started in early 2000s.
Okay.
One indicator of that is look at the military uniforms. We went from shining our boots, pressing our uniforms, to having tan boots and not pressing your uniforms. That was like indicator number one. The people at the top, these, again, all of these chiefs who think they know better, they were looking for convenience, another way to make money, because that is a contract.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
And instead of sticking to what makes the military great, that's just one small thing that over time, just brick by brick, policy by policy, rule by rule, that kept chipping at the quality of the military.
Mm-hmm.
That's why we became soft over time.
If you have to weigh the odds of joining the military now, would you say it's worth it for a young man?
Oh,
coming up?
absolutely.
Yeah.
No question. And I'm extreme on this.
Mm-hmm.
I'm of the opinion that as a senior, you should join the military for at least 2 years.
Yep.
And you should leave this country.
Really?
Yeah. Why? Because most people are stuck in a bubble.
Yeah.
Most people think the world is their local town.
Yeah.
No, it's not. Not even your state.
Yeah.
Right? Like honestly, how many people watching how many of them have traveled out of state, went to another state they've never been to, went somewhere they've never been to on purpose?
Mm-hmm. Most Americans don't even have a passport, like let alone like, I mean, so Pete Hegseth is trying to roll back a lot of these things that we discussed with what's going on. What's your thoughts on that? Are you happy that he's been kind of rolling out these fitness standards, trimming beards again, going back to it? What are your thoughts on that?
It's everything you guys talk about on this show. Okay. You got to pay a price. And over time, they've been lowering the value of that price through DEI and woke policies. Now he's going back to, we got to pay a high price to be the most effective military in the world. And that price is high standards, inconvenience, And this is the thing that people don't understand is you can't get something without giving something up. So if you want to be great in life, you gotta eat crap. Like, you know what I mean? Like if you want to get good in the gym, you got to tear some muscles. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's literally what's happening, right?
Yep.
Your muscles are tearing when you're working out. Anyways, Pete Hegseth, in my opinion, and this is probably a hot take for people in politics, I think Pete Hegseth was the best pick out of anybody in that cabinet.
Okay.
Why? Because he is your soldier's general. He is your soldier's secretary of war. Like if I'm a soldier, that's my guy.
Yeah.
Because he's me.
More relatable.
Absolutely.
Far more relatable.
I don't think there's any more relatable in any of those cabinet positions than him.
Yeah. No, I like
he's not bought and paid for by some military contractor because he was on the board of directors and had stocks in that company. That's not him.
Yeah. Like he actually served and was in the military. No, I definitely see that perspective, and he does get a lot of respect from people. I mean, they changed it to Secretary of War, right? Department of War.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? They changed the name. But no, I do like what he's doing with the military, where he's put standards back in, got rid of the wokeism. Because I remember there were like people in high positions that we didn't even know what their gender is, right? We're on YouTube, I'll keep it clean.
Exactly.
But that's absolutely nuts to me that we would have policies like that in our military. And me and you have talked about this. I think one of the biggest threats to us is China.
Absolutely.
So, because obviously increasing the standards of the military and becoming more refined, there's a reason for that. It's because one of our biggest competitors, China, is growing stronger day by day.
Yeah.
And, I'm glad that Hegseth was able to come in and put standards back in, because I watch the Chinese military parade, then I watch our parade, and I'm like, they're not even marching in cadence.
Yeah. No.
People look sloppy. A lot of people are overweight. Meanwhile, the Chinese are, marching literally in perfect unison, All the guys are in shape. It's like not even close if you watch them side by side.
They're like machines.
Yeah, dude.
Pretty much.
You know, so but what are your thoughts on that in general?
Well, don't forget about the United States Marine Corps.
Yeah.
Right? Because I think they are our best and brightest.
For sure,
That's
yep.
why if you go to the White House, who do you see? You don't see Army. You see Marines.
Yep.
Who is guarding that door? Marines.
And every embassy internationally, they're there.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
Exactly. So, you know, I just think someone made a terrible, I guess, I don't know why they chose that particular unit to march in the parade. They should have just chose the Marines.
Yeah.
So I think that has something to be said. But the Army, just so you guys understand, there's never been an expectation for the Army to be sharp as far as their image is concerned, like the Marine Corps is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's never been that way.
So you get out.
Mm-hmm.
How did you transition from soldier life to civilian life, then into YouTube and podcasting?
Yeah. So my brother and I, we had a juice bar. We started a juice bar in our local town. Our direct competition was Jamba Juice.
Jamba Juice?
Jamba Juice, yeah. Yeah.
I knew it.
And I learned a lot about our entrepreneurship. And we were pretty successful because we just did the opposite of what they were doing. You know, they weren't really into organic and making it fresh. You know, because it's a franchise.
Yeah,
right?
of course. They're trying to maximize profits.
A lot of sugar too.
Exactly. A lot of sugar.
Yep.
And so we did a lot of organic. We did a lot of juicing. And we got it to the point where like 99.9% of everything was organic, you know. And we did everything in-house. And COVID happened.
Mm-hmm.
So then we shut down. And it was a lesson about how people who are young are thinking like, yeah, I'm going to go start a business. First off, like what industry are you going in? Because if you're going into the restaurant business, like most people aren't getting rich, okay?
Yeah.
Most people are mortgaging their home to stay afloat.
They're surviving.
You know what I mean?
At best.
Yeah, because those margins are slim. You got at least 30% for wages. At least to get the food or whatever you're selling is 30%. And then you got taxes and overhead and all this other stuff.
Insurance too as well.
Yeah, insurance. So you're not really making any money. I think the average percentage of the profits in restaurant is 3% or something like that.
It's a grueling business, man.
Yeah.
It's a grind.
So we did that. We shut it down. That's actually where I met my wife, by the way.
Was she a customer?
She was an employee. So you guys go ahead and
hey man,
do what you got to do,
scream
bro.
at me.
Hey,
Nah, do what you got to do. We're all for it. We're all for it.
if it works, it works, brother.
Yeah.
I ain't mad at you at all. If it works, it works.
Hey, we are
You're gonna
married.
get no shaming from us.
We are married.
Yeah.
So I think that's if you're gonna do it.
Didn't they say if she works at a shop or McDonald's, we would never wipe her up?
Yeah,
Didn't
exactly.
they say that?
Yeah,
on
yeah.
our
Oh, they're
show?
idiots. Whoever says
These
that is
girls-
an idiot.
And
Yeah.
no, she's great.
She's
like,
not a boss babe.
She's very base chat. I wish she would have been on the panel with some of the girls.
Yeah. No, she will be. She will
Yeah,
be.
but one day she will. So
Yeah.
no, she's fantastic. She's great, man.
Yeah.
So
W man is good for you.
yeah.
Yeah. So so what happened after that? I went into coaching people on mindset because I believe what helped me so much was my mindset. So, you know, I was raised by a single mother. My biggest downfall at that time was I was so angry at my dad for never being around. That killed me for so many times. I was an angry dude. Like no one ever wanted to be around me.
Wow.
Like,
Because they're
that's
so
how it
calm and
happens.
polite. Like I would never.
Oh no, I'm a
thought
totally different guy today.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it was mindset that changed it.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So that's when you're trying to tell these women who are like, yeah, I'm going to freeze my eggs and then I'm going to like have a kid on my own. And you're an idiot, bro. Like you're really going to hurt that child in so many ways that you don't even see. Now, luckily for me, I actually I had like an epiphany one day. I was like, why am I so angry? Oh, I'm angry at my dad, but why? He should be angry, not me. Right? That's his burden, not me. So, and mindset helped me. I got a mentor and all that other stuff. And then I started coaching people like every day, 5-6 calls every day for like 2 years straight during COVID. It's a perfect time. And then
Did COVID hurt your juice business significantly, or were you still able to
we
operate?
closed it.
You guys just straight up closed it?
No,
Okay.
we closed it when the world shut down, literally.
Okay.
Yeah. So in California, it was like you can't even have your business open at that time.
He was in California back then. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Were you scared about the outcome? What was coming next? Closing it down?
No, I was at peace. Yeah, I was at peace. Because again, it's not cookies and milk owning a business. It's not cookies and milk managing people, and it sucks in the restaurant industry because you have to pay these employees minimum wage. It's like you almost don't have a choice unless you want to go out of business, So, I didn't like that aspect either. I always believe in paying people a little bit more than usual because I think if you invest in your people, it comes back,
Agreed, yeah.
In restaurant, you can't really do that unless you have multiple locations, the money's up, but history has shown that doesn't work. So, good.
No, just I have a lot of friends that own restaurants in Miami.
Yeah.
And surviving is pretty much like everyday thing.
Yeah.
Now, what would you say if someone wanted to start a restaurant, they should start having in mind to do? Because obviously you went through the bullshit. Yeah. It happened to you as well. But like, you know what to do now more than anybody else.
Well,
Good question.
it's the same. So one of the biggest lessons in entrepreneurship is do the opposite of what everybody else is doing. What most people do is what you just said. Brick and mortar, right? They put out, which costs a lot of money, a lot of overhead. Okay, well, what can you do instead? A food truck, a pop-up, save up your money first, build up your clientele, establish a loyal base, get your name out there, and then leverage into a brick and mortar if it financially makes sense.
That's smart.
Yeah, the food truck angle is very good.
Because we know a girl that came on the show. She started a food truck. She does vegan stuff as well. Okay. I think here in Midtown.
Oh, yeah.
And she's killing it right now.
Yeah.
But she started small, got a customer base, and then it's going to expand later on.
Food trucks are underrated because you can move it too.
Yeah.
That's the other thing. I mean, getting a permit might be a pain depending on where you are.
Exactly.
But that might be better than, a solid location.
And if you add social media marketing as well with that, with your actual clientele and your customers, you got a perfect synergy there. Yeah.
Yeah. See, it goes back to what they don't teach you in school. So step number one is you got to get your mindset in order because no matter what opportunity comes your way, if you're not in the right state of mind, you're going to fumble it every time. There's no question about it. Why? Because we're a product of our own environment. Have you guys seen the movie Trading Places?
No.
I've heard of it, but I never watched it.
Eddie Murphy, Dan Aykroyd, one of the best movies ever made. The point of the movie was taking Eddie Murphy, who was on the corner, homeless, robbing people all the time, ghetto, all this stuff, right? They made a dollar bet that they could take him and put him in their company, clean him up, have him around white people who are successful in the stock market, and he will be successful, probably more successful than they would be. Take a guy who was one of these white dudes who were successful, stock market, grew up clean, and put his ass on the street and see what happens. Product of our environments.
Yeah.
So
the circle you're around is very important,
right.
Very underrated.
So I say step one, mindset, because most people still today are making decisions and thinking based on the environment they grew up in, not necessarily the environment they're currently living in.
Yeah.
So, for example, you hear the quote, you could take the guy out of the hood, but you can't take the hood out of the guy or whatever,
Rappers.
Right? They haven't changed their mindset. They have to shift their paradigm.
Shit.
Yeah. So that's step one.
Okay, go ahead.
And then step two is what you were just saying about the food truck, about the girl. You got to understand that our whole purpose on this planet, besides obviously expansion and growth, is serving each other. Okay? How do you do that? You do that by solving a problem. Like, they don't teach you this stuff. What problem are you guys solving with Fresh and Fit?
Dating.
The number one men's podcast in the world,
lifestyle,
right?
Money.
So, exactly. That's a big problem. Most men today are like me. They didn't have both parents. They didn't have a good father.
Yeah.
So, and then they're being bombarded by all this nonsense on social media. That's a whole nother thing. Point is, you have to solve a problem for people.
Got it.
Yeah.
That's really good.
We can actually read some chats real quick because I know on your thing, and we got I think between all the platforms, 5,000-6,000 you guys watching here, maybe more actually between all the platforms. We could read some of your chats.
Sure.
DeVory. Okay, so we got here. Can we make that big for us, please? Okay, we got here. We were forced out by the government of Afghanistan. That's why we pulled out that way. That's what he's saying. Okay, he's saying we pulled out. Yeah, but that still doesn't excuse. I mean, they left billions of dollars worth of
find that hard to believe,
equipment.
but okay.
Because even if they did, bro, they don't tell us how to leave.
Exactly.
Because we lost so much. What, we lost like $1 billion worth of a classified equipment.
Oh, in a minute. We
Probably
more
more
than that. Just by even being there, how many equipment was
They just left it there.
destroyed?
Yeah.
Damn.
A lot of people don't know that. Like a lot of weapons, supplies, night vision goggles, vehicles were destroyed because they didn't want to send it back.
Yeah. Okay, I can't wait to see DeVory on After Hours with the Scandalous 304 is going to bring him back to the Barrack days. Yeah, it's going to be funny. Adrian Doway, thank you very much for that. Idris Ram, this from Rumble, says, I live in Doha, Qatar. I'm originally from Algeria. I've been doing sales with U.S.-based companies for over 2 years remotely. I get around $2K from my U.S. job, and honestly, that ain't much. With living costs in Qatar, I'm left with nothing. I can get a second job in Qatar and work 90 hours a week or go back to Algeria to save. Yeah, I would say, and this comes from Entropy, yeah, bro, I would say get a second job. Try to make it where you're at because you're going to have way more opportunity in Qatar than in Algeria.
Can I just say this really
go
quickly?
ahead.
This is a great example of what I'm talking about, what's not taught. What dictates a salesperson from the amount of money that they can make? Well, it's the need for what they do. So what problem are they solving? What product are they selling? Their ability to do it. How good are they at sales? Most people are not self-aware enough to say, hey, you know what? I suck at this. I had a roofing and a solar company as well with my brother, and I sucked at it. I wasn't a great manager. I wasn't a good CEO for that business. I was the wrong guy. And I think the problem with men is we have to be able to look in the mirror and just understand that, hey, I'm not good. So why don't I find something I am good at? Most people waste a decade in a career they've never been good at, will never be good at. They'll be average. You're wasting time.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's good at something. The key or the unlock is finding out what you're great at. You're great at people, relationships, right?
Yeah.
That's you. You go out there, you can network. Not everybody has that skill.
Yeah.
Right? Like that's not me, man. I'm an introvert at heart. Okay? But obviously that's easy for you. So that's how you've been able to leverage, right? And I'm just using it as an example. It's just self-awareness. So $2,000 is like, yeah, I get a second job, but are you good at sales? Because if you're not good, you'll keep making that money.
And you're saying if his skill level isn't there, he needs to say, you know what, be self-aware. I need to improve better to get a better skill set.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I'm a little extreme because I think our society needs to we need to lean in on specialization. And that needs to start in like middle school.
Mm-hmm.
We need to identify people at a young age of what they are great at, what their inherent skills already are. You could tell when you see children, like what child is great at what, you know? And it's the same thing with adults. But anyways, I don't know them personally. I'm just saying that, you know, if you've been making $2,000 and let's say you've been in sales for 3 years, you're not good. I mean, 3 years, or you haven't gotten the right training, you're not in the right company. That could be it as well. I was in sales. I was selling solar and roofs. I know this. You know, the people who were the most successful, the people who had the innate talent already, they had no problem talking with people. They had no problem bullshitting, you know, having that talk with people, that empty space where, you know, you just got to kind of chat it up. There are people who can't do that.
Yeah,
you know,
they go crazy. They'll have anxiety or start sweating and stuff like that.
Yeah.
All right, what do we got here? What else? Okay. Authentically Kennedy. Love you, babe. Putting little to bed. That's his
Love
wife.
you too.
Shout out to you. Also, WR, W Fresh, W Mo, W Chris. Thank you for taking care of my hubby. Hey, anytime.
W.
We're gonna kidnap him so he won't go back to Texas. Allegedly. Bro, Frank reading the chat. Nigga too smart. W Frank. Yeah, he was reading.
I love
reading
that.
for sure. Anything? Okay, cool. Yeah. So, I guess so, dude. You've been blowing up on YouTube. You know, you've done a fantastic job of really coming into the space and growing. Can you tell us a little bit about like how you got into YouTube? How you were able to scale up your channel and grow so quickly, and I guess, and then we can get into the political stuff as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
About your channel.
And we could talk a little bit about marriage if we have time.
Sure.
Yeah, so I do the political commentary on YouTube. We actually have 3 channels. Number 2 just crossed over 100,000. Darkins Breaking News.
Let's go.
Nice.
That is raw clips of congressional hearings.
Mm-hmm.
You know, people who don't want any commentary. Anyways, your question is like, what got me
Yeah,
into it, or
how'd you get into YouTube? How are you able to scale it up? Take us through that grind.
Yeah, so my wife gets credit here because she kept like, hey, you need to do this. And I'd be like, nah, I'm good. Because I thought politics was negative.
Mm-hmm. And you're an introvert, right? So
an introvert, exactly. And I was like, nah, I don't want anybody thinking, I'm crazy or something like that. Because you know how it was, especially 2 years ago. You start talking like a conservative and people are like, yeah. But I look back at hindsight.
Especially as a black dude.
Exactly.
Especially as a black dude. And you're from California.
Exactly. I just read a message today. Someone was calling.
Every time, dude.
Yeah, every time. So July 13th rolls around. And it was probably the first time I actually sat down and watched a full Trump rally. Because before then, I was just like, I'd watch people react to it. I'd watch clips. That's how it is today. You scroll your phone, you watch clips, you keep it moving. Well, that was the only day I was like, I'm going to sit down and actually watch and saw the assassination attempt live. I was like, whoa, I'm going to talk about this right now. And from that point on, I never stopped. The videos are all still there.
Damn.
Yeah, I kept them up there just so people didn't think I was some Russian plant.
Yeah.
Because people accuse, hey, who's this guy? I mean, how did he get? Someone's paying him. What people say. They come up with crazy stuff. It's all on Reddit, you guys. There's a whole thread on me. It's fascinating. But at any rate, so I started, and then
this is what year now, roughly?
July 13th of 2024.
Okay. Wow.
A year ago. Yeah.
Huge growth in that time. So now your main channel is like 1.5 or something like that, or 1.1. 1.1.
Yeah,
okay.
If we round it up a little bit.
Yeah. 1.08. But you know what's funny? Let's thank your wife, because without her, you wouldn't be here today.
Yeah.
Shout out.
Yeah. Helping you get out the comfort zone and doing it. No, man.
Exactly.
So I guess if you want to give the people, what are your basic political takes on certain topics? So you can go on immigration, healthcare, whatever.
Well,
what are your views
overall, I am a Christian, so I believe I wouldn't be where I am without Jesus Christ and God. No question about that. I think science and religion are not in war with each other. I think they actually are explanations of our universe. At any rate, and the other part of scaling on YouTube was just the consistency. But anyways, the point is my position is very clear. This country, now more than ever, needs conservatives in leadership. Why? Because if we don't have conservatives in leadership, progressives are going to take over, and then we're really screwed. Now, we're already screwed now. But I guess the question for everybody is, how fast do you want to get screwed? Okay.
Yeah.
So
you want to accelerate the house fire or not?
Exactly. Right. So I'm not naive. Okay. I know that everybody in the government inherently is corrupt. There's no question about that. So I believe that we need conservatives because they at least apply some level of restriction, some level of restraint. Hey, let's slow down a little bit here. Progressives are like, yeah, let's just go all the way.
Yeah.
Open the
it's literally
border,
the root of the word, conserve versus progress.
Exactly.
So,
There you go. It's in the name. Go ahead.
Also, you're bringing back common sense as well, which I think is a lost art.
Isn't that crazy? That's like what Trump and JD campaigned on, like bringing back common sense. And I'm like, wow,
that's
funny? Where we are.
I want to start doing videos about common sense because it's like gone, bro. Americans are so like lost in the sauce.
Right.
Crazy.
So common sense would tell you today in this world, you need to get your mindset right and you need to get your money right. You don't need to be rich like Elon Musk, but you got to stop spending more than you make, and then you also need to raise your income. But yeah, I do believe that we need to have conservatives in leadership. We need people more politically aware about what both sides are saying so they can make informed choices about who they elect, especially at the local level. Case in point, in Texas, this was 6 months ago when they had that rain that flooded and the people at the park died. They couldn't save them. This is in middle of Texas.
I didn't even hear about this story.
Well, what's interesting is when they did the investigation, they found out that the local people had a measure on the ballot like 5 years before that to put in an emergency alert system similar to tornadoes and hurricanes, but for flood. And they voted no. because they didn't want to pay the extra money.
Gotcha.
Well, some people believe, and also because some of the permits changed over time that allowed people to stay where they were staying in that park. That is what actually contributed to the amount of deaths that took place.
Wow, because they didn't have that thing in place to potentially notify them ahead of time and warn them.
So I use that example as like federally, you probably can't do much about right now, Congress and the president.
Yeah.
But you could definitely do something about your local community, your school board, your city council. You could do some stuff there.
Mm-hmm.
You can make an impact.
Yep.
And I think what we need to be advocating, all American citizens, is get the government out of the way.
Mm-hmm.
Bring it back to the community. Bring it back to family. Bring it back to our neighbors. The problem, the source of our problem is Congress. I talk about this every day.
Mm-hmm.
They want to blame the president for everything. No, Congress is a walking conflict of interests.
Of course.
They have access to information that allows them to trade stocks and become ultra wealthy.
Yeah, that's nuts.
Right?
That's nuts.
And it's not against the law.
Yeah.
Isn't that considered insider trading a little bit?
I just said it. It's not against the law. They
Even though it
wrote
should
the
be.
law.
Yeah. What you're saying is true, but for some odd reason it doesn't apply for them.
So, what if I was friends with some of them and they gave me tips on the side? Oh shit. Is that so like?
Oh, that's already happened. That's already happened.
Yeah, a lot of these politicians, you look at them and it's like you've
How
been
do you
making
know?
$170K per year for the last 10
Right.
years. How are you a multi-millionaire?
Yeah, I mean,
What's that lady's name?
Nancy Pelosi.
Nancy Pelosi. Yeah.
It's called the Pelosi Act. They still haven't passed it. Why? Because they're not going to.
I didn't even know that was on the book. So
You
it's been drafted. It's sitting around. They just haven't pushed it up.
In both chambers, House and Senate.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
How long has that been around? Because I haven't heard about
Many
it.
years.
Gatekeeping.
Okay.
Yeah.
At its
There you
finest.
go. Yep.
Yeah. So I think
That shit never get passed.
I think that for everybody out there protesting no kings and all this bullshit, can I curse on?
Yeah,
Okay,
of course. First
All
fit,
right.
baby.
I try to keep it clean on my
Yeah,
channel,
yeah,
but I'm
yeah,
going to tell you how I feel.
Yeah.
All these people protesting this bullshit at No Kings protests, what they should be doing is protesting the entire government.
Yeah.
Because Democrats too, and you want to talk about corrupt, what era had one of the biggest wealth transfers in history?
Ooh.
The housing crash, probably. Obama era?
COVID.
Oh well, yeah, of course, yeah. Yeah, that was the other one.
Tell them.
So these billionaires that they say need to pay their fair share. Oh, the billionaires that you made rich?
Yeah.
Ah.
The mask mandates and the vaccines and
So just to answer your point, there was a guy in Florida though. He bought one of my cars.
Okay.
And
Exotic?
the guy knew COVID was going to happen 2 years before. And they bought a bunch of toiletry, a bunch of medical equipment to sell before it happened. And I'm like, nigga, who told you this?
There was a post on X of someone in 2014 saying the coronavirus is coming. How would they know that?
Yeah. So they knew it's happening before, and they prepared for it and made a bunch of money. I'm like, damn, they don't nobody tell me, nigga. Come on, bro.
Right.
I'm cool too, bro.
Right.
Shit, just saying.
Nah, for reals. I mean, all you have to do is look at the stock or S&P 500 as an example from 2021 to 2024. Look at the price of homes from 2021 to 2024.
exploded.
So,
Especially in Florida and Austin and some of these other really
Right.
hot real estate markets.
So you got these people on the left complaining about billionaires when it's their billionaires who profited the most during COVID.
yeah, Democrats were overwhelmingly supportive of mask mandates, lockdowns, social distancing.
So they
Vaccines,
were
all
literally
that.
exactly what they accused President Trump of being. They were tyrannical. When you're kicking people out of the military because they refused to take a vaccine that we know was not actually studied thoroughly, is that not tyrannical?
Yeah. I'm glad that Hegseth got a lot of those people back, and I think they came
Yeah.
back with back pay, right?
I believe so.
Yeah.
Yeah. I haven't been able to actually confirm, but that's what the policy. I saw the memo on that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't even know where we're actually going.
We're
with
talking
all
about the Democrats were the ones that were
yeah,
responsible
sorry.
for the lockdowns.
Yeah.
Majority.
So at any rate, my political positions is that we need to get back to community-based initiatives solutions, like air traffic controllers. Why does the federal government fund air traffic controllers? That at a minimum should be 50-50.
Yeah.
50 government, 50 private.
Well, yeah, I mean, because I was traveling a lot over the past like month or so.
Yeah.
And dude, like the government shutdown, like literally every flight was delayed or canceled. Like it was really painful to fly over if you've been traveling like the past month or so. Government shutdown is absolutely decimated. And then as it was going on and on, it was getting worse and worse and worse. We hit the record of like, I think 41 or 42 days of a government shutdown.
Yeah.
And they were canceling flights left and right, man.
So you had a political party willing to make federal employees hurt to prove a point.
Yeah.
They'll do it again January 30th because that's when it expires again.
Yep. You want to explain
do it again.
Kind of tell them a little bit about the government shutdown, how that came in and what led to that?
Yeah.
You give a quick summary of it.
Yeah, it's not a partisan explanation. It's very simple. The federal government has a budget just like everybody should in some way, shape, or form, unless you make enough money. Anyways, so you have a budget for the federal government, and they're so incompetent that these budgets only last for so long.
Yeah.
You know?
They always overspend.
Exactly. So they can never agree on like a 2-year budget. They can't even agree on a 1-year budget.
Mm-hmm.
They can only agree at this point 3-6 months at a time. So
yeah, that's how it goes, bro. It's crazy.
It's fascinating.
It's nuts.
And they're literally debating.
I wish more Americans knew this. Like, I don't think a lot of Americans know that. Like, bro, these dudes are meeting every 3 to 6 months trying to figure out a budget because they're just so inept in this.
Right. So that's one part. Then throw in the mix the fact that each side has their own like priorities they want to throw in there. So when people were hearing about a clean CR, continuing resolution, which is we are voting to continue the same level of spending.
Mm-hmm.
That's what a continuing resolution is, with the word clean in front. And usually it doesn't happen that way. Usually the party in charge, they'll throw something in there. Like they actually did that. When the Senate voted for it, they threw in these 8 GOP senators who wanted to sue the federal government for being spied on during the Biden administration for $500,000. Yeah, it's not going to happen, but I'm telling you, these people are corrupt.
Yeah. And I know the big thing that the Democrats were pissed off that kind of led to this last shutdown is they weren't happy with the big, beautiful bill.
Yeah.
And from what I understand, it was Schumer who was one of the main guys that was stonewalling it, if I'm not mistaken.
If we go back to 2022,
go ahead.
The Biden administration passed a provision that would give health care to, and their language is, undocumented migrants.
Yeah.
Now, we already know what that means.
Mm-hmm.
It's a free-for-all. Okay? One big, beautiful bill comes around and strips that away.
Yep. And increases immigration enforcement.
Right. Which is why they put up a fight. So the CR that caused the government shutdown was the existing spending that they voted on during the one big beautiful bill back in March.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And so that's why the Democrats were trying to get that back in there. That was never going to work. That's basically, let's just throw out the one big beautiful bill then if we're going to do that. So Republicans aren't going to go for it. Any rate, they tried that, didn't work. And ultimately it got to the point where 8 Senate Democrats did the right thing, which is to get the government back open. Let me just say the bottom line here. The government should never be closed.
Yeah.
This is why I said Congress is the issue. Why they haven't passed a piece of legislation that says, if we can't agree on the CR, then it just stays in place. No government shutdown.
Yeah.
The spending stays exactly where it is. If we're going to agree, it's to agree to increase or decrease.
Yeah.
But what we're not going to do is hold innocent Americans who work for the federal government hostage.
Yep. They don't get paid during that time.
Exactly.
And
then
they still got to go to work if they're considered essential. Because I remember in 2018, I was working for the government and we had a big, that was actually at the time, the longest shutdown. It's the second longest now since this last one. And it lasted like a month. And, if you're an essential employee like law enforcement, whatever, you still got to go to work, even if you're not getting paid. Yeah. Obviously, you get back pay. When everything's all said and done, you get the back pay. But that sucks because a lot of people don't know what they're going to do and how they're going to make money, and bills still are coming.
You still got to pay all your bills.
Yep.
Yeah.
Also, people take out credit cards because they can't pay that month. So it's kind of like, you kind of fuck them.
Yeah, you put them in a bad spot.
Household debt is at an all-time record high.
Right now, yeah.
Car defaults.
Car repos.
Yep.
All-time high. Highest ever, by the way.
Commercial real estate.
They actually estimate 3 million,
commercial.
3 million repos recorded and it's here, highest ever in history.
3 million repos by the end of this year.
Yeah, highest. In
What is
history.
it normally in other years?
1.5.
Oh,
maybe
so we're talking
lower
about
than that.
doubling.
Double.
Okay.
It's bad, bro.
So that's why DeVory has been saying step 1 is what? What's
Mindset.
step 1? Thank you. There
yeah,
you go.
mindset, right.
Yeah, of
Step
course.
2 is
Get your-
financial literacy.
Get your money up.
Yep.
So hopefully the federal employees learn a valuable lesson.
Yeah.
This is what happens. We grow up being slave to, the government and salaries, and I think it's a new economy. I don't think people should be approaching the economy like we used to 50 years ago. I don't think it's like get a 9 to 5, call it a day.
Yeah.
I think it's like you got to do both, 9 to 5 and a little entrepreneurship.
Yeah, on the side, make
Yeah.
some extra money.
I mean, how else?
Yeah. Yeah, and with AI coming in, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
You got to constantly sharpen yourself and have other skill sets because
Right.
other than that, it's going to be very difficult.
Exactly.
Here, let's. You want us to read some of these chats, or we got one? Okay, we got one.
What
Okay,
time
we'll
is it?
get it real quick.
Okay.
That's 10:25 now. Hey, DeVory, thoughts on Jesse Lee Peterson from Mike Young?
I would say an OG. One of the originals, actually.
Yeah, he was.
One of the originals.
Could you talk
And
about?
you know what? Hold
Sorry.
on real quick.
Yeah.
He's actually you times 100.
Yeah. Just he's funny. I've seen a lot of his stuff. He's been in
Really?
the game for a while. Jesse Lee Peterson.
Have you ever heard of him talk to people?
Yeah.
Like he purposely says certain things to really get that reaction.
But he's old though.
I know, but
So it makes it funnier.
I just watched one where he was debating a feminist and she like was about to pass out. Because
He be trolling him, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So go ahead. I'm
Go ahead.
Real quick. Let's talk about relationships.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
How old are you? You said 37.
37.
How would you say a young man now find a wife? Because, bro, out here in the streets is nothing good.
Right.
It's a bunch of grunts running around trying to act like they're level 100.
Yeah.
How do you actually navigate now? Because obviously you see our show, you see After Hours, how girls operate, and it's chaos. How would a young man operate now to get a wife? You would say. How should he navigate?
When you say young man, what age?
Let's say between 25 and 30.
I would argue he shouldn't be looking for a wife during that time.
Okay.
I would argue he shouldn't get a wife till he's 30, in his 30s.
Bam.
Good advice.
Agreed.
My wife is 9 years younger than me.
W.
Best decision ever. Best decision ever. Not because I'm trying to control her and all this other nonsense that they
How
say.
dare you?
It's that she hasn't been poisoned by society yet at that age. She still has an optimistic mindset, open-minded, willing to try things, go places, right? You try to date someone in your 30s and they're 30, you're dealing with someone who, step one, probably didn't get their mindset right.
Trauma.
So they probably have issues. And that means you're pretty much going to go to war every day.
And how long you
That
guys been
doesn't
together?
5 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
6, married for 3. And so my advice for men would be your 20s should be about developing yourself mentally, spiritually, physically, and gathering as many skills as you practically can. So the only way that gets derailed is when you get caught up with women.
Yeah.
I say this all the
It's one
time.
of the biggest distractions for young men.
I say this all the time. A turnoff for me as a business guy is when I'm dealing with a dude who's caught up with women all the time. It's a distraction, right? So when you have money to make, you have business to conduct, you're not trying to do business with someone who's like getting into a fight with some girl like 5 minutes earlier. You're trying to, hey, man, we got stuff to do. Like, I don't need that, That's just me. I think a lot of people in the business world are that way. That doesn't mean, men who have options can't go out there and get women. It's just that younger men who are not mature in that way, I think they need to develop their skills. They need to be of service. They need to get around high-value men as they practically can, men who are successful. And then when they get to their 30s, when their finances are in order, because remember, men develop later in life than women. So when I hear of a 21-year-old who's trying to,
Get married.
get married or whatever, I'm like, nah,
Coach.
No.
unless, hold on, exception, he has good parents.
Yeah.
And
There's
she
always
has
going to be
good-
exceptions.
yeah,
But in general, getting married young nowadays as a guy is a very dangerous proposition.
yeah.
with feminism and everything else like
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So you get to 30, credit's better, finances is better. About time you probably figured out your career, whatever.
Yep.
So you can financially take on that.
Yeah.
That it's not 50 years ago where you could get married at 18, get a job, and you're good.
Yep.
You can't do that today.
Times have changed. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
And again, I was just talking about this on my show. An 18-year-old man today, compare him to an 18-year-old from 1960.
Big difference.
Big difference.
Big difference.
One
big
is
difference.
prepared for the world, the other is not.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's why I say inherently that he's got to wait till he's 30.
Yep.
And the women, it's just so. I watch your guys' show and I'm laughing because I'm like, they don't understand. If I was a woman and I was 19, like I would be looking for someone 30.
Yeah.
Why would I waste my time with someone who's 20?
Yeah.
He's probably living at home with his
Yep.
boys. Like that doesn't make any sense.
Yep.
And so you're trying to place expectation on someone that he's not going to be able to meet that.
Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense.
There's the financial burden that comes with dealing with women.
Yeah.
Obviously, day to day, of course, and then, of course, long term, that most people are not ready for. And this is why, like, in business and corporate, people take you serious when you're married to somebody.
Right.
Because they know you can take care of a family and you're grounded in that sense. Now,
That's a big part of promotion.
100%. Now, nowadays.
Unless you're cheating on your wife at an event and you show up on the screen.
What's the guy's name?
Oh, the CEO dude. Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Hugged up.
At a fucking Coldplay concert.
up.
Yeah,
Bro, that's
Coldplay.
tough.
There we go.
Bro, cooked.
Bro, it's already bad
Damn.
enough you're at a Coldplay concert, but caught at a Coldplay concert
Live.
and
Yeah.
Was it Coldplay or was it U2?
No, it was Coldplay.
It was Coldplay.
Coldplay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But go ahead.
One of these
Yeah.
crappy bands from the early 2000s.
So as I progress, man, I will say this though, people I'm around now are either with somebody long term, where it's like they're serious, or they're married.
Yeah.
The whole running around doing the whole like Playboy stuff is played out, bro. Like, at least on my end. So
Well, I think it falls into the category of living a materialistic life.
Yeah.
Sooner or later, it gets old.
Yeah.
You could buy all the cars, the clothes, the women, but that's why I said it goes back to purpose, right? So I still believe in marriage, but only for the people who are mature enough for it. Like, dude, I love being here, but like, I love this more. You know what I mean? I love this more.
Yeah.
You know?
W.
So like everywhere I go, I'm like when I was leaving the house, I was like, because I'm gonna miss my son.
Yeah.
I'm gonna miss my wife. So it and it's an emotion you can't explain to people unless they have kids, and that's not to say someone's wrong for not having them. It's just it's just
You don't know until you actually
Yeah.
have it. You'll never be able to. It's you can't even describe it to someone that doesn't.
It's a different game, a different life, and I look at it as more of a privilege to continue to work on myself because patience is the utmost challenge every day when you have kids. And marriage wise, I'm lucky. I mean, she's great, man.
Yeah.
I never feel like I'm going to war with her.
Yeah. No,
I feel like she's next to
That's
me.
And that's one of the hardest things, man, especially in today's day and age, like finding a girl that's like, going to add value and support you.
Yeah.
And, it's tough nowadays, man.
But
And she's encouraging you,
Mhm.
which created YouTube. That's huge, bro.
Yeah, and I was going to be successful regardless.
Regardless.
Because that's just who I am. It was just only a matter of time, in my opinion.
Mhm.
That's just my belief system. I just don't think you go through all that and you're not successful in the end. I think God had a plan for me. But at any rate, she was part of it. The point being is that for people out there in this terrible dating market, because there's no question that it's like accelerating, man. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like every day it's like, man,
Yeah.
this is 10 times worse than it was yesterday,
But DeVory, you know who messed up though?
Who?
That really needs to shout out? Our friend Akaash. That was the wrong wife
Oh,
and took the L, bro.
Oh, man.
It's a great example. It's a
Took
great
the L,
example.
Akaash.
My
Career's
wife,
over, brother.
my wife knows my biggest pet peeve ever. If you talk about our marriage to anyone, that's already done.
Good point.
Yeah.
Because that is a sacred bond, and we together should be able to figure whatever issues out together. Unless, you need some counseling with your
No,
pastor
that's
or
so
something
true.
like that.
Because, like, let's say a girl hypothetically goes to her friends to complain about her husband, right?
Right.
You guys solve the issue behind the closed doors. Your friend doesn't know that though.
Yeah.
So in her
Exactly.
mind, she's thinking you're still fighting with her, whatever. And when she dispenses advice, she's dispensing advice from a position where, oh, he did this to you last time, not knowing that y'all dropped
Right.
that a while ago. So it not only morphs like your situation, but it morphs her mindset so that they're more toxic to think, oh, this guy's the worst thing ever. When in reality, they don't know everything going on. So I agree with you. Like,
100%.
a woman sharing her marriage details or complaining about her husband to her friends, it's the worst thing you can do.
Yeah. And here's the other
They're only
thing.
getting the bad. They're never getting the good a lot of the times.
Yeah.
Right. So this speaks to, I think, the problem you guys are attempting to solve, but only for people who are open-minded. We've come to a point in, human existence where we like literally don't understand each other at all.
Mhm.
Men don't understand women. Women don't understand men. So how are you going to be successful? What is the art of war? If I understand my enemy, but I don't understand myself, I'm still going to lose,
Yep.
Yeah.
right? If I understand my enemy and I understand myself, I'm going to win 1,000 battles. These people don't understand each other. No wonder they can't figure it out.
Yeah.
I guarantee you bring this woman on tonight. The number one question is, hey, do you understand men? No. Do you understand what a successful relationship is? No.
Do you even care? No.
Yeah, do you even care?
Nope.
Oh, here's a better one. Have you even learned what is required to have a successful relationship? No. But if I ask them, hey, do you know how to have a successful OnlyFans? Yes. So imagine if they applied that same level of energy, focus, and attention to what they're biologically designed to do, how successful they could be.
Do you know there's this common trend now on TikTok where they're saying having a man is an L? Like women are saying, you know what? You have a boyfriend? That's you. And I'm like, wait a second. Husband and boyfriend that's helping you move forward in life, taking care of you is a bad thing?
Right.
And they're saying it could be so much more fun if you were single. And I'm like, hold on a second here. It's just Sister Uber Alice. Now you go out with your girlfriend has a boyfriend. Oh, you're lame. You don't want to twerk and have fun. You're not cool anymore. So being single is a new meta now for girls to have fun.
Yeah. It is more propaganda to minimize men in this world. And, excuse me, feminism is a form of being a progressive, right, Myron?
Yeah, absolutely.
Excuse me, right? I mean, that's literally what it is.
I think it's like the spearhead of all progressive movements. It always started with feminism.
Right. So if you're telling men that they're not good, which is why Democrats have lost men entirely, what do you expect men to do? To disengage.
Yep.
Right? They're not going to go where they're not welcomed.
Yeah.
It's fascinating. It's again, there's a lot of common ground between men and women, but only for the men and women who want to see that. You know what I mean? Like we're supposed to complement each other. We're the opposite of the same coin.
Yeah.
But you got women today trying to dominate both sides of the coin. That's not going to work.
Yeah.
Now, can a woman today, obviously, I think you were saying this the other day, Myron, they're going to outpace men as far as finances are concerned.
Yeah, I foresee in the next 10 to 20 years, women are going to start earning more than men in general. Yeah. It's already starting in some cities across the U.S. because they're graduating at a higher rate in college.
But I would say this, though. They are earning men, but when they spend the money, they don't know how to properly invest it. So they go buy a single-family house that they overpay for, and they get whacked later on.
Yeah, they'll earn more, but they won't be in a better financial situation. Yeah.
Yeah.
But see, here's the reality. 100 years from now, what is the chances any of us will be remembered?
Very few.
A slim.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Single digit, probably.
Yeah.
And then go 200 years.
Oh, yeah, we're cooked.
So,
Fresh and who?
exactly. DeVory who, right?
DeVory who?
So why not
Fan who?
get back to your purpose, right? Which is like, again, men are protectors, providers, leaders. Women are the nurturers, the supporters, and balance out the equation. We need to get back to that. That's why we have low birth rates,
Super low.
super low, high record of freezing eggs, high record of women being depressed. I think the number clinically, not I think she is depressed, clinically depressed, over 30%.
Interesting.
Highest in history.
30% of women are clinically depressed.
Clinically
30.
depressed.
Holy.
Hey, man.
That's a.
We don't miss.
I want to get that stat. I'll use that one next time.
We don't miss.
I didn't know it was that high.
So if feminism was the solution, why does the results say the opposite?
Yeah. Yeah, they're more free now than ever before. Should be the golden age for them, right?
That's why I said, in order to get something, you have to give something up. So women wanted more freedom, but what did they give up? their happiness, their sense of purpose.
Yeah.
I mean, even men understand this. We can make a lot of money, but if I don't feel like I have a purpose, like, hey, I'm providing, I'm paying other people's lifestyle, right, or livelihood, I'm paying for other families, my boys, whatever. Like, you want to feel like you're doing something to advance human civilization. So
you need to be useful. Guys need to feel that feeling of like, I'm useful to society.
What is the return on investment with feminism? What is the return on investment with OnlyFans? There is none. Now, I'll tell you what the return on investment is. The people who own it.
Yeah.
They love it.
Yeah.
No?
Yeah. No, they definitely love it.
Okay, now here you go.
Send that money to Israel after.
Who owns it?
Oh, we know. Lou, he's one of them boys. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, on YouTube, so I won't go too crazy. But yeah, he's a big donor for the IDF too.
Okay, there you go.
That guy.
That's big tech.
No, but he's from, what's his race?
He's Jewish.
Is he?
Yeah.
I thought it was an Indian who owned it.
Oh,
OnlyFans?
No, YouTube. Neil.
Oh, he's talking about YouTube or OnlyFans?
OnlyFans.
Oh, OnlyFans.
OnlyFans.
Yeah, it's Radowski. We could pull him up. He's a Jewish dude. I think he's maybe British.
I think my YouTube. 'Cause YouTube is Neil Mahan.
Yeah.
Or is it Pornhub that's owned by?
Oh, that's owned by a rabbi too.
Okay. All right.
Every single time.
Then. Well, the point still remains, guys.
Yeah.
They're making the money, and
They're taking L.
While civilization is being eroded right in front of our eyes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's probably one of the biggest, one of the most pernicious things in society that's like completely legal and totally available everywhere. That creates a lot of problems. Like so many guys are addicted to corn. It's nuts.
You
know what's scary about society nowadays? Because I'm outside pretty often. You know what I see?
What?
I see people that are so caught up in being happy in the moment, they forget long term what's important. And because I'm sober, right? When I go out, I see people drunk, on drugs. By the way, girls are now interested in this thing called Tusi, this pink thing.
Oh man,
every single day.
What is that?
It's like a mix between the white stuff and ketamine and something else. I don't know.
All right.
But I promise you, every girl's like, "You have Tusi?" Like, nigga, what the fuck is that shit? Well, I have that shit. But that's going through it. So they have alcohol, they have drugs, and then you know what they do instead of like working on themselves and doing better? They say, well, if I do my work Monday to Friday and I just party on the weekends, everything will be okay. And then they go to festivals in EDC, Orlando, whatever. The point is, they want to stay distracted and sedated by these works of life. And my thing is that, okay, if this is your plan, what's the future?
Right.
So this whole cycle is just going on this path of like nothingness, and it's scary.
So I believe it's the devil. Okay.
Yeah.
It starts at a young age. So if I was the devil, what would I do? I would target the children first, because if I can get the negative ideas in the mind of a child first, they're cooked. Damn. So corn is a part of it, right? Mm-hmm. But also I'm going to target the teachers, the educators, the leaders to continue the confusing ideas that are being placed in their minds.
Cartoons as well.
Cartoons,
TV,
Hollywood. I think the results have shown that this stuff doesn't work. Okay? And if it worked, then Hollywood would be making more money, and they're not. They're losing money. If it worked, kids would be able to read at a higher grade level. They're not. They're more trying to figure out what their gender is than understanding how to read.
Yeah.
You know? So this is the stuff that triggers me the most. So like, let's take the city of Chicago. The Chicago Public Schools was just caught spending like $6 million on luxury vacations, hotels, massages.
Wow.
With COVID money. Okay. I thought they were supposed to be educating our youth.
Massages is crazy. What the fuck?
But see, this is what gets me going for the people who call me young black children with subpar education. But then you turn around and want to blame President Trump. That makes no sense. It's not President Trump who got them into a luxury hotel getting massages. That's black people in charge of the education system, including the mayor, doing that. And then you wonder why kids are growing up confused.
Yeah. And that's what goes back to what you were saying before. Getting involved in your local government is very important.
Exactly.
Because they actually they influence your day to day.
Exactly.
like significantly.
Yeah. So again, the problems are right here in front of us. Now, I'm not a doomer. I like solutions. So solution is, I think homeschooling is great. Private school is great.
Homeschooling is like the only way nowadays, dude.
Yeah.
The more I see what's going on, I'm like, man, you got to homeschool your kids.
Also, we need to bring church back. Real church, because this church nowadays is like polluted, bro, with government agendas and gay rights. It's like crazy, bro.
I just read something that they said Islam is becoming much more sought out or sought after because Christianity has become weak.
Yes,
they're not
weak.
very firm in their values.
Yeah.
Right? So a lot of people will call me a bigot because I remember people got mad at me one time when I was like, yeah, I don't believe in gay marriage at all. Well, why? Because I'm a Christian. Christians don't believe in that.
Yeah.
You know, that doesn't mean I hate you. That's the problem with this country. As soon as you say, I don't agree with something, oh, you're racist.
Yeah, they're going to call you.
What?
Yeah, they don't want to contend with your argument. They
Right.
they just call you a name and keep it pushing.
Right. Can we just disagree? It's okay. But yeah, the Christian church has definitely taken a blow in so many ways. And that's why I love I'm a part of this Bible study group with men.
Mm-hmm.
And we always tell each other, like, ultimately, it's about your relationship with God, not necessarily the church. The church is just a tool that you can use.
Mm-hmm.
But ultimately, God knows
Are
your
you
heart.
Protestant? Like, what is your non-denominational or
I grew up Baptist.
Baptist? Okay.
Yeah. So, firm believer in Proverbs 23:7, as he thinketh in his heart, so is he. Only God knows what's in your heart.
Yeah.
And so that's why every single day you should be doing something of service to this world because God has already given us the talents. And I'm in agreement with you. We need to, listen, I'm not a believer in trying to tell people what to believe.
Yeah.
They don't need to be Christian. They can believe whatever they want. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But I do believe in Christianity. And I do believe as a country, we were founded on those values. And I think we need to get back to that.
Yeah. Good point.
Yeah.
Also, real quick, you saw Blair White. She says, yes, I'm T. Yes, I'm a Christian.
Mm-hmm.
Bro.
Oh, yeah.
That does not make any sense, bro.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like,
yeah.
you what? Anyhow,
Doesn't make sense.
I'll leave that there.
Yeah, so this is the part of the conservative movement that I think is dicey. We become a big tent party, right? As far as politics are concerned.
Yep.
In order to win. Makes total sense. But that doesn't mean we still need to act like we support that stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm not taking away from whatever accomplishments Blair White has had, but I definitely don't support that lifestyle.
Yeah.
And it goes back to my son. He's going to turn 2 in, what is today? November. So in like 20 days. I don't need him hanging around with people who are gay.
Yeah.
I don't need him hanging around with people who are confused about their gender because that's how it starts.
Yeah.
Think. Let me just make this point and we can move on. So how many languages do you speak?
2.
Oh, you speak 2?
Yeah.
And how about you? Just 1?
I speak 2. I speak
Really?
English. Real nigganese.
I knew he was going to say that.
Let's go!
I knew he was going to say that. Okay. Okay. If you were outside in public right now and someone was speaking Ukrainian, would you know?
No.
Why?
No. You would know Slavic maybe, but you wouldn't know exactly what it is.
Because you were never exposed to that.
Yeah.
We only eat, dress, think, speak what we've been exposed to as Americans.
Good point.
If you took Myron when he was 1 year old and stuck him in Beijing, China, he'd be fluent in Mandarin right now.
Yep.
Right? Product of his environment. So my point to all of this is that we need to be very conservative with the environment that we are allowing children to be exposed to. They're not old enough to reason. That's one of your mental faculties, reason. Do I agree with this or do I disagree with this? Is this true or false?
They can't probably discern what they're seeing.
Exactly. They can't do that until they get older. So don't do that to them. Give them a fighting chance. If they want to be trans and all this other stuff, they can wait till they're 18 years old to do that.
Yep.
And that's why politics has become a part of everyday. You can't go anywhere without talking about it. Because these people fell asleep at the wheel. They allowed politics to start messing with children.
Yeah.
And that's why more parents are involved now. More people are involved in politics than ever. is because they stopped doing what they were supposed to be doing on Capitol Hill. So,
No,
especially in
agreed.
calming California.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I agree with you that you know, it's not, we're not saying these things because we hate a group of people. It's about, let's give the kids a fair shot where they're playing on a even playing field where they're not being exposed to ideologies or ideas that can be a permanent
Right.
solution to you know, to a very temporary situation.
Right.
You know, so we could read some chats here and then we'll close out. And we're gonna have DeVory on with some girls as well. It's gonna be a good time. Anything else or no? 2? All right, we'll read these and then we'll get out of here. And then we'll be back, guys, probably in about 20 minutes or so. A quick little break, then we'll switch. All right, Idris Rahim says, I appreciate DeVory, W Fresh, W Myron. We'll definitely get a second job and take most out of the most out of the networking. All
Good
right?
stuff, bro.
Absolutely. Shout out to you.
By the way, guys, one connection can change your entire life.
He says, Mikey Young says, thoughts on Leonardo Joni for you.
I don't know who that is.
Me either.
Who is that?
She's a female comedian. She's cool.
Was she the one that was recently on the Hodge Twins podcast?
I don't know if she was on there.
I don't know who that is.
recently. I don't know.
Is she bad?
I'm gonna look her up right
Never
now.
mind.
This guy.
All right.
All right, so guys, we'll be back in about give us Chris 20 minutes. We'll be back with some lovely ladies in DeVory. We'll catch you guys back here. We'll be live on all platforms. Love you guys. Peace.
Peace.